Hey guys, welcome to the seventh assignment. This one's on functions. And in this one, you have five functions that you need to write. And kind of, they're all pretty much just everything that you've learned thus far, right? It's a combination of everything. Um, so, yeah, like I always say, this is the solution video. And if you have not tried to complete this assignment yet, please try to complete it before looking at the solution. If you're stuck, give it another day or two. See how far you can get. But again, there's nothing wrong with looking at the solution either. You guys are learning. So, all right. So let's get into it. So here is all of the code. Um, we are going to go all the way up here, and you notice I'm actually using I'm not using Repellent for this specific one. I'm using the I'm using Visual Studio Code. So all of this you can do in Repellent as well. So and if you're interested in installing Visual Studio Code, check it out. Check out the links that you have on the very first video. There's links. You guys can try to install that. There's tutorials online on how to install it. So if you're curious and you want to do it, you can. All right. So first function is larger. So in this function, you are taking in two numbers as parameters, a and b. And as you can see, um, we're taking in an R is 15 and 100, and we're just going to return the largest of those two. And this is how you write that. Um, this is the quote unquote easy way to do it. You can also do this as well. You can use an if statement. You can say if A is greater than B, we can go ahead and return A. Otherwise, well, we just return B. And that's it. And this will give you the same answer when we run it. So when we run it, there you go. See, you're still going to get the same answer. So there's multiple ways to write this one. Um, that's how you do it. All right. So next one. Next one is average. So this one's also fairly straightforward. You're just taking two numbers, A and B, and you're just getting the average between them, which is simply just dividing by two. So here you can see we have A plus B, and then we take that result and we divide it by 2. And that's it. And you get 65 here. And the next one is going to be average list. Okay, so now here is where it gets a little bit trickier, right? So with this one, we are taking in a array of numbers, okay? And our numbers are 75, 60, 190. And what we want to do is we want to get the average of this list of numbers. So the way that you do that is you would take all of your numbers and you would add them up. And the way you do that is with this variable called total here. And you would take total and you initialize it to 0, and then you loop through the array, like I showed you guys in the lecture videos. And all you do is just you add the result. You keep a running total pretty much of this array. And then you just take the total and you divide it by the length of the array and you return that result. And that's it. That's your average, right? So, all right. And then number of zeros. Okay, so this is another one where you're using another one of these um, variables, right? So we're letting number 0 equal 0. And we are going through, we're going to loop through here again, and we're just going to check it here this time, right? We're just going to say, hey, if the index value of if this value of this index is equal to 0, we are going to increment this number by 1, and that's it. And then you just return it down here. Pretty straightforward. And then we have count occurrences. So this one was maybe a little bit tricky. Um, but for this one, so you could have written this two separate ways. This is the first way where you just take this and you just convert it into an array, and then you're doing pretty much the same thing as you did up here, number of zeros. So um, you're just checking if if this is the same as this character, right? So we're passing in a character here, and this character happens to be E, right? So here's that E character, and we have hello Georgia Tech, right? So there's one, two, three E's. So this is the first way to do it. The other way to do this is you can just use the sentence itself. So remember I told you guys that strings and arrays are practically the same. So if you just use the sentence, you can just run it like this. You'll see it'll still say 3, right? So run, and there you go. See, it still says 3. So this way, this we're just using the string itself, and we're just treating it as an array because again they're very similar under the hood. So that's why you can do some of these things with them. Yeah, and that's all of it. That's it. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Um, and I will try to get to you as soon as I can. All right. Bye.